Hello YouTube! This is Egg Monkey, and what we're going to be doing today is the Gremlin emblem. And a fellow rat asked for this, Booney, so here we go. This is your emblem, and what we're going to use here first is the kernel. But we actually swap that out later, but it is a good way to actually get proportions right anyway. So, right, second thing we've got there is the close quarters expert, and we're going to make that red. And then we have the private first class, and that's going to be yellow, really little eyebrowy kind of thing. Then I have the kiss there, which is the black one in the middle for his nose. Get two full circles, squish them down a little bit, and make them red, and those are just going to be his eyes. And we have the half circle there, which is grey, and we're going to stick that there as his top lip. And right, so again, I've done this just doing it and recording me doing it, so sometimes I swap stuff out just to let you know. And there we go. For his chin, what we got there is two bones, and we do them grey again. And as you saw there, I'll get rid of the kernel, and I'm going to use, I think it is a swoop. Yes, that's it. I'm going to put a swoop either side of his head for the top of his ear, and we're going to make those grey as well to match the skin, or whatever colour you want, because at the end I'll do a few little variations actually of the gremlins, so I shall put those up at the end. And there we go. Right, so this is called Rock Shadow, and there we go. It's a bit of an odd name for us, but that's going to go one on either side of his ears again for the inner flap, and I'll make those yellow on this one here. And then, there we go. See, I swapped the nose out, and that's actually called the pillow. And instead of the kiss, just thought it looked better because it has the two little nostrils. And for his head, I used the Elite Founders skull, but you could use Frenzy Killer or other skulls. You might have to like stretch Frenzy Killer out a bit just to fit properly, but I use the Elite Founders. You might not have that, but I do. So there we go. That's why I used it. But you can use whatever you want. Any kind of skull will do, because basically you're going to cover the top of it up anyway. It's just to give you the outline around the eyes. That's really what it's for. You'll see later when I add extra bits anyway. So there we go. So right, what we're going to use up here is, like I said, we're covering up the top of the head, and we're going to have the bike ramps, which when I find it, where are they? There you go. And you stick one of these on either side just to make, because from the picture you saw at the beginning of the Gremlin, there's like a little spike on his head, but it's like a bit of skin, and that's what I was going for. We'll cover it up a bit in a minute anyway. And then I'll just basically use my rounded square as my background colour. I like using that. It's a nice easy one. You can use any shape you want really, as long as you make it big to cover up the whole of the background. Then the next thing we use here is the half a short hair, and we're going to use two of those, and we're going to put those there for the top teeth. And you kind of want to line them up so they overlap in the middle, give you a top teeth. And then here we go. We use the kernel again, and we're going to use the wings of him to cover up. You put these basically behind the two bones, and these are his two bottom layer teeth, and you want one either side there. And I just messing around here to line them up a little bit when I finally get it into place. There we go. So you can mess around, do it how you want, how you fit. I just thought it fit there. And I use here, this is the Action Hero, basically the dolphin, and just to cover up his chin. You can use whatever you want, as long as you put it behind the bone. I thought the rounded shape made it easy to cover up those, so that's what I used. And right, for his eyes, we're going to get two diamonds, and again, you want to squish them down a little bit and just put them behind the eyes. And then what do I have? Second Lieutenant, that's what I used there, just the black strip behind the eyes, as you see there, just to give it the shadow. And then what we're going to do here is I use the smile outline, and these are going to give you your smile lines, your laugh lines they're actually called, on either side of his mouth, just to give that a bit of definition. So I have a little fiddle around to move those and put them in the right place. You kind of want to put them at the edge of the pillow, the points, and then you go behind the bone shapes on either side, and then it hides it. And I left a little gap there for the ear because his ears aren't perfectly shaped anyway, and I just fiddle around with that. And then in the middle I actually use half a tube, that's called, for his tongue, just for the time being. But I change that out after anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And this is half a shuriken, just to make the little flappy spike on his head look a bit different. And shuriken just means ninja star. God knows why they didn't just use that. I don't know. They're just being a pain to say that word, just to make it awkward for you to say. So yeah. And then here we have half a long hair, and we want two of these. And these are just to put over the yellow line to break it up, just to make it look more liney, like it does on the picture at the beginning. and then I'll just fiddle around with the things at the top to make it a bit more centre. And you could kind of leave it like that if you wanted, but oh, hang on, there's a few more things I add. But like, this is one of my variations with the added bits, like the 2 little circles for the eyes, just to give it that glary look. And then, like I said, I swap out the half a tube in the middle in a minute. And what do I look for? So yeah, just get rid of that. You can either use M or W if you want. This is what I use, and you kind of just stretch it out and make it a bit longer. And there we go. And I flipped it around. It looks like an M anyway. And just put it in the middle. And there, you could leave that one as it want if you want. But Booney wanted to have the little Mohican on the top. So what we're going to do here is add half a long hair. This is called, and we do one in white in the middle. And you're going to need another 2 of these. And you basically swap out the bike ramp and the half a shuriken. So the half a shuriken will be your white one, and then the bike ramps will be the other 2 on either side, and you want those 2 to be black because you just want to use them to make the shape of the Mohican, to make that a bit bigger. See, as long as you don't overlap in your eyes, and you just put these behind the 2 other half a long hairs, those that you use for your eyebrows, and then it should cover up the bottom a bit. And there you go. So there we go, that's it. Head monkey out.